welcome back to the channel. What I'm going to do in this video today is walk you through my emergency sleeping gear, which is laid out here in front of me. I planned on having everything kind of as it would be in my pack. However, I didn't want to lay these items in the snow, especially the blanket. So I went ahead and unfolded my poncho here. This is an old military poncho. I don't exactly know how old or even what country it's from, but I like it quite a bit because it's big and it's very heavy duty, and it's a lot thicker than the material I have in some other ponchos, because I do have like a typical woodland camouflage US GI poncho, but it's not near as big as this one and not nearly as thick either. So I'll go with this one for winter time, and it packs up fairly small. It folds up pretty small. And then what I have here is, this is a thermometer. We'll come to that in a minute. This is just a wool blanket, somewhere around about full size, maybe queen size. It's not as big as some queen size blankets, but it's pretty good size. Not super thick, but it works. Has a lot of functions as well, not only for sleeping, also as additional clothing. You can make a cloak out of a blanket really well. This is an SOL Sport Utility blanket, reflecting warmth. And then just a simple foam sleeping pad rolled up right there. Now then, for the thermometer, I brought this out here so that we could do a little bit of testing here. This hasn't been out of my Jeep for very long, but right now it's reading about 34. We're gonna go with that. So I'm gonna leave this sitting over here. I'm just gonna kind of set it down. It's gonna be in the snow, so the reading may not be super accurate, but I'm just gonna kind of lay that there so I know where it is. And I'm gonna grab that and put it inside with me once I get this all put together. You see how warm this is inside this sleeping gear that I've got here. So I'm not going to do much talking while I'm putting this together and getting in it, so bear with me while I do this. I'm also probably going to be out of frame for part of this too while I stand up and unfold things. Now, if I was doing this for real, I would take off my shoes. But this is just for demonstration purposes, so my shoes are staying on, because my feet are quite warm. So, I don't want to take off my mucklucks. It's kind of cold out here. Where'd my corner go? Good enough. Now then, that down there. is also not an ideal location. I'm kind of rolling downhill, but it'll work for right now. Perfectly fine. So pull that up between my legs, pull this one over, tuck that in as well as I can. Make sure everything is situated properly. There we go. There. That'll work. Stick that under there. Now then, I feel absolutely zero cold coming through from the snow. It is down there so I don't lose it. Very warm, sitting on top of this 3-layer system here. A poncho, foam that's very warm, and then wool. Fold that. Now this serves a couple of purposes. One, of course, reflects heat back toward me. The other is poncho is not like a bivy bag where it's closed on both ends, or at least on one end, and cinched around your face on the other. This is open on both ends like a big burrito. So I can wrap this around my feet, keep cold air from blowing up inside the blanket. It's a little bit tricky to get under my feet, but now my feet are nice and toasty down there. Before I continue wrapping this thing up, I'll start snapping this together. Fasten that one. This one. Back here, get things kind of situated. Tuck this emergency blanket underneath me. Try and finish snapping this up. That one. And maybe that one. There it goes. Now then, take these gloves off here. Stick them right there. Grab this. See what we're reading here. Okay, it hasn't changed. 34. Thereabouts. So I'm going to go ahead and finish wrapping myself up here and stick this thermometer inside, kind of on my chest. We'll see what the temperature difference is inside this. That right there. Clear up. So I have 2 layers of wool over my core, nice and toasty. That right there, right there. And if I was doing this for real, I would do my best to do every single snap, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. It's not going to make that big of a difference in a short amount of time. Last piece here is this long corner right here. And ideally I would have a pillow but I didn't bring one over here with me. So I'm gonna use my hat. Put that right there. There we go. I'm gonna pull this up over me, nice and enclosed. Pull that down inside, just like that. And now I'm gonna be in here not talking for a few minutes while I see how warm it gets. I'll be back with you momentarily. Alright, so, been laying in here for just a few minutes, and the temperature already went up from 34 to about 65. That is very impressive. I had it laying kind of about right there. Kind of on my stomach. So, very effective. Good vapor barrier and windproof layer on the outside. Vapor barrier and reflective material. Second layer down. 2 layers of wool over my upper legs and my torso. And then the clothes I'm wearing. And then underneath me, waterproof layer and very warm foam sleeping pad. So I'm happy with that. Is it the most effective thing? Probably not. I'm sure you noticed that in this layer, or excuse me, in this section right here that went around my chest and shoulders, had a bit of a gap and couldn't snap that together very well, or wouldn't have been able to. I didn't attempt to, but wouldn't have been able to. Part of that is because I'm sliding and rolling downhill, because I didn't pick a very good spot to do this. But also, the more layers I have on, the harder that would be to snap. Is that the end of the world? I don't think so. Ideally, I'm not going to be having to spend the night out in any temperatures below 10. And at 10 degrees, I think I would trust this pretty well to at least keep me alive, if not overly comfortable. There are some things that probably would do this much better, such as a bivy bag instead of this poncho. A very nice lightweight down sleeping bag, I'm sure would be very nice, but those are expensive. The only thing out of this little bit of sleeping arrangement here that I haven't had for a while is this. I had a different emergency blanket, which also works perfectly fine. This one packs down smaller and it's lighter. So, given the fact that I didn't buy anything for this, not specifically for this, I am very happy with it. So, wow, it's really warm in there. I was starting to sweat. I can feel that cold in my legs. Whew. I'm just wearing blue jeans. These are not overly warm. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little experiment that I did here. I think it's kind of impressive to go up about 30 degrees. What was it? I think it was 65-ish. I don't remember what I said. 25, 30, 35 degrees. It went up in just a couple of minutes. I really wasn't laying here very long. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I believe that's all I have to say for this one. This was the entire video showing you and trying out this emergency sleeping system here. Not the most lightweight, not the most compact, very functional, and everything that's in it can be used for other things, which I like. So I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, go forth, enjoy yourself, and always come home safe.